There was a time when one name dominated the entire mobile world, a name that stood for trust, for durability, for reliability. That name was Nokia. In the early 2000s, Nokia wasn't just a phone company. It was the phone company, from students to business professionals to entire countries. Almost everyone had a Nokia in their pocket. At its peak, Nokia controlled more than 40% of the global mobile phone market. Think about that. Nearly half of the world was using just one brand. But today, that dominance is gone, completely erased. The company that once ruled the mobile world is now just a memory in the smartphone era. And the most shocking part is this. Nokia didn't collapse because people stopped using phones. It collapsed because it failed to see the future coming. So what really happened? How did the most powerful mobile company in the world lose everything it built? This is the rise and fall of Nokia. But before the fall, we need to understand the rise. To understand Nokia's downfall, we first need to understand how powerful it once was. Because before the fall, there was a rise so strong, it felt unstoppable. Surprisingly, Nokia did not begin as a tech giant. It started in 1865, in Finland, as a simple paper mill. Yes, paper. A basic industrial company, far away from the world of mobile phones. But over the decades, Nokia kept transforming itself. Step by step, it moved from paper to rubber products, to cables, and then into electronics. Each change brought it closer to something bigger. But the real transformation came in the 1990s. That's when Nokia made a bold decision, a decision that would define its future. They shifted completely into mobile phones, and that one decision changed everything. By the late 1990s and early 2000s, Nokia became unstoppable. Their phones were everywhere, in cities, in villages, in offices, and in homes. Nokia phones were known for something simple but powerful: durability, battery life, and ease of use. The legendary Nokia 3310 became more than just a phone. It became a cultural icon. People didn't just use it, they trusted it. There was even a popular joke that Nokia phones could survive anything. Drop it from a height, throw it on the ground, or even accidentally sit on it, and it would still work perfectly. That durability became Nokia's identity. It wasn't just a feature, it was a promise. And their slogan, "Connecting People," wasn't just marketing. It represented something much bigger. A global communication revolution. A world becoming more connected through a small device in your pocket. For years, Nokia ruled without any serious competition. It felt untouchable, unbreakable, unstoppable. But history has shown one thing, again and again: no empire lasts forever. In 2007, everything changed. Apple launched the first iPhone. At first, Nokia didn't panic. In fact, they underestimated it. They believed physical keyboards were better. They believed customers would never switch to touchscreens. That belief became their first major mistake, because while Nokia stayed confident, Apple was changing the entire industry. The iPhone wasn't just a phone, it was a revolution, a pocket computer with apps, internet, and a completely new user experience. Inside Nokia, some engineers already saw the problem. They knew Symbian OS was outdated, slow, complicated, and not built for modern smartphones. But the company's decision-making was slow, too many layers, too many approvals, too much internal politics. And the biggest issue? Nokia was thinking like a hardware company in a software-driven revolution, so instead of moving fast, they delayed. And in technology, delay is deadly, because the market never waits. After the iPhone changed expectations, the smartphone war began. Google entered with Android. Apple continued improving iOS. And suddenly, Nokia was fighting a battle on every front. They tried to respond, but their reaction was slow. They kept pushing Symbian, even when it clearly failed to compete. Then came MeeGo, a new hope, but it arrived too late. Developers had already moved on, because the real battlefield was no longer hardware, it was apps, and Nokia's ecosystem was weak. Without apps, users started leaving. Fast, every year, their market share dropped, from global leader to struggling competitor. Then came a desperate move. Nokia partnered with Microsoft and switched to Windows Phone. On paper, it looked like a comeback, but in reality, it created more confusion. The App Store was small, the ecosystem was weak, and users had already chosen Android and iPhone. The timing was wrong, the strategy was weak, and the market had moved on. Sales kept falling, revenue collapsed, and finally, in 2013, Microsoft acquired Nokia's mobile division. The king of mobile phones was no longer independent. It was the end of an era. So what truly caused Nokia's downfall? It wasn't one mistake, it was many. First, slow innovation. Second, overconfidence. Third, internal bureaucracy. Fourth, software failure. Fifth, fear of change. But the deepest problem was mindset. Nokia stopped thinking like an innovator. They started protecting what they already had. Instead of asking, "What's next?" they kept asking, "How do we maintain what we already built?" But in technology, that question is dangerous. Because the world doesn't reward the past, it rewards the future, and Nokia stopped moving toward it. Nokia's story is not just history. It's a warning. Adapt or disappear. Innovate or get replaced. Never underestimate change, because change doesn't ask for permission, and most importantly, success today does not guarantee success tomorrow. Even the strongest companies can fall if they stop evolving. Today, Nokia still exists, but not as the king of mobile phones. It survives, but it no longer dominates. And its story remains a powerful reminder that in the world of technology, nothing is permanent, not even giants. So the question remains, could Nokia have survived, or was its fall inevitable? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed this documentary, don't forget to subscribe for more. See you in the next one.